Welcome to your Monday Morning Pearl. I'm Steve Keck. Today, I want to talk to you about your sales and management modus operandi. A modus operandi is really generally the approach you take in which to execute how you manage or lead clients through a sales process. And so what I'd like to ask you today is your modus operandi more like a shepherd or more like the sheepdog? Well, my modus operandi typically leans towards the shepherd mindset. There are times where the sheepdog action is necessary in order to make sure that people stay in line and make something happen. These are at critical conjunction points when everyone has to go through a specific space at a specific time in order to get to a closing. So what I want to ask you today is, are you operating more like a shepherd or more like a sheepdog when you're guiding someone forward? Now, both a shepherd and a sheepdog work together towards the same conclusion, to get their team into the right field, to doing the right things and staying together as a group. But they have two completely different approaches to how that's done. The sheepdog is constantly in motion, always checking for anything that might begin to stray out of the pack and go in the wrong direction. And they are constantly moving back and forth, nipping and biting and driving each individual to stay in tight formation. I talked about before how I often went into offices that were in disarray and I had to turn them around. So when I came in, I was very much like a sheepdog. No, don't do this, come back here, go this way, this is the way to go. Just always back and forth on every little thing to help them understand what we were trying to accomplish and which direction we were trying to go. But once I got everyone together and moving in the same direction, I quickly moved to the shepherd mindset to help them establish trust. Now, the shepherd has a completely different approach. The shepherd trains everyone to learn how to trust their voice. The shepherd creates an environment of safety where the team or the clients can tend to feel safe as they're grouping together. So when one takes off in the wrong direction, he can actually leave that team and go and work out finding that one lost sheep. Their goal is to protect the team from outside sources that can disrupt what's going on and the direction that they're heading. But also, they help the team understand that they need to move at the call of his voice. So what I'd like to encourage you today is to think about your modus operandi and how you are chasing and driving your team and your clients. A quick guideline on this: if your team has been allowed to sort of free range and go wherever, and your pipeline is a little sticky and confusing towards the end of the quarter, you may need to instigate the sheepdog to get you through that quarter. But it gets exhausting if you have to do that quarter over quarter. So push them forward with more of a sheepdog mentality at the beginning of the quarter, and then you can guide them as a shepherd through the rest of the quarter. And once you do that a couple of times, you actually get to spend more time as the shepherd all the time. And it becomes a lot easier to help guide someone at the beginning of the week and then just sort of give them some corrections by voice instead of more powerful engagement, such as getting in there or doing something with them. You're allowing them the freedom to operate the way they are designed. So, what is your modus operandi? Are you being the sheepdog or are you being the shepherd? Figuring how this should be designed in the way you manage will help you create dynamic sales teams and cohesive relationships with your clients. So, reach out to us if you need some help figuring out how to integrate one or two of these methods into your sales team and what to do about where you are now and where you want to go. Because we love helping sales leaders figure out how to thrive. You can find us on our website or one of our social channels.